All right, here we are with a completed interior finally on the smaller house. We're about, I believe we're at day 19 officially, so it took us 19 days to complete the interior. And as you can see by the weather, that is why we have not completed the exterior. It is still raining every day on us. So we haven't had a chance to address this. Although we did patch the porch, so we smoothed that out so it's no longer a trip hazard there, and it also keep it from breaking up anymore. And we sealed around all the posts, so that won't be a safety issue for our tenants. But here's the part that is actually finished. We have people moving in here in a couple of days. And as I stated before, we're getting $800 a month in rent. The cost breakdown, it's a little bit difficult to do a true cost analysis on this because we purchased this as a duplex with the other house. Our total purchase price was $25,000 for both sides, and I think, unless I'm forgetting something here, I'm pretty sure that's what we came in at, was 25. And we estimate so far on this side we spent a little over 6,000, I believe, to get it to this condition. Like I said, the math is really hard. So far, total for both sides, we spent closer to $8,500 to $9,000, $8,500 to $9,000. But if we're looking at how much was spent strictly on this side, so the math is difficult. So, but we're somewhere in that range. Either way, if you break it down by square footage, how much total we've invested on this side, even if you did half the purchase price for this side and call that 12,500, and then call another 7,000, so you'd be looking at maybe 19,000 total, and we're renting it for $800 a month. So by that metric, we're going to be right at about 4% on this unit. As you can see, we did everything we could to save the existing cabinets. We painted them black and changed out the hardware. And I don't know if you remember what this looked like before, but it was hideous. And granted, it's not beautiful now, but it is functional. Makes a good workspace next to your refrigerator and stove. You can put a trash can underneath there, which we have a nice stainless steel countertop for the sink area. And we painted and changed out all the hardware here to silver to match. So overall, not too bad. We put in a brand new stove. The one that was here was not functioning correctly, so we had to get a new one. We spent about $75 on that stove. As I've mentioned before, that window unit there is both heat and air. Right now, we've had temperatures drop down into the low 30s, and every morning when the crew came into work, it was nice and warm in here. So just that unit alone is doing a good job of heating about 1,300 square feet. So that's not bad. And of course, as we get into colder winter, that might not be able to keep up. So we will add some high efficiency space heaters as we need to. That refrigerator came out of the other side of this duplex. And since we don't really need it over there at this point, we thought the most efficient thing to do is to bring it over here and to deal with getting a refrigerator for the other side at a later date if needed. We'll need a refrigerator over there at some point, but one of the people we have that is very interested in the other side already has their own refrigerator, so they might be bringing their own with them. And this was probably the ugliest room of them all when we started, if you remember. It had that hideous wallpaper in here. We scraped that and painted, and we've sealed all the windows. We've caulked them up so that they're completely weatherproof, not letting any air in or out. We will be adding a window unit there on that window. But other than that, everything is complete here. The bathroom, oddly enough, was one of the better rooms in the house whenever we purchased it. We didn't really have to do too much here. We did, seal everything up right. We had to, I don't know if you can tell, it might not show very well, but we did build a little platform for that toilet. We had to do that in order to get it to sit correctly and also allow enough room. My brain just went dead. For the, you know what I'm talking about. I can't believe my brain went dead. We had that. It was kind of a joke. The tenants were here, and Rod had that, and we made a joke that we were going to put it in the bathroom, and they actually liked it. They wanted it in their bathroom, and they thought it was kitschy and cool. So we went ahead and put in the bear claw toilet paper holder. But anyway. So this was one of the better rooms to begin with. So we didn't spend a whole lot of time in here doing anything other than the minor plumbing stuff. This is the bedroom area that has the bunk beds in it, or whatever you want to call that. It could be used for multiple things. You could use it as bunk beds, put a bed up there, or you could use that for storage. You could put a desk underneath. There's lots of options there. So when I first got this, I had kind of thought about tearing that out just to make this an open room. I don't know if it was the right decision or not, but I decided to keep it because I thought it could be useful for the right people to have that extra layer there, that extra space. Especially if somebody had, two children that they wanted to share a room or something like that, or like I said, if you wanted to put a desk under here and needed some more storage. So anyway, bottom line is we went ahead and left that and did what we could with it to make it look good. And I don't think it looks too bad. It came out okay. And then the utility room, as I mentioned before, we are not doing anything overly fancy in utility rooms on any of our properties because they are what they are. Not really used for living space, so no need to go overboard. So as you can see, we did not tape and mud the seams in the drywall. We just kind of left it raw drywall. We did paint, of course. Don't want it to look horribly ugly, but we did paint. And we do have storage in here, and they can use that however they want it. We did go ahead and do I was going to leave the raw floor, but we went ahead and finished it in here because a little bit worried about being a wet area with the washer and dryer, possibility of getting water on the flooring. So I went ahead and did that with the vinyl plank because that is, of course, waterproof and it won't have any ill effects. Whereas the other, if we would have left the raw wood there, it potentially could have caused some rot issues if enough water got on them and stayed there long enough. I'm not going to take you upstairs again. Nothing really changed up there since the first video, other than we cleaned it out. But I mean, it's just storage space. Yeah, of course, this is the third bedroom here. Let's see. I've finished everything. So nothing left to be done other than, as I mentioned before, we're going to add one air conditioning unit up front there. And we're going to play it by ear like we always do if tenants have a need. If someone's staying back in this room and they're not getting enough airflow and it's too hot, we'll add an air conditioner in this room for them. And the same with the other bedroom. We'll in here with the bunk beds. So, if it's too hot, we'll add another air conditioner. But so far, it seems as though this unit is pretty powerful. It does an amazing job for the size house this is of keeping it warm and cool. I don't remember if I already showed you, but I think I mentioned in the earlier videos where we weren't going to finish out the space here. It's just storage. It's just a food pantry. So we didn't really do anything. It still has all the old wallpaper. Some of that wallpaper is kind of groovy, kind of